boy, do I feel sorry for you guys. To listen to a boring banker after Len Joffe, but I'll try to do my best to keep it light-hearted. I'm here today just because I ran out of petrol on the way, in fact, and I think it's because I was looking for a total garage. So I like to consider myself heavy and trendy. But no jokes, I did run out of petrol. Right, so my topic is basically how radio helped F&B. We always talk about how we help our customers, and the reality is radio has helped us tremendously in the last couple of years. A lot of you being radio people will know how much F&B is invested in radio. But more on the fun side, so that actually makes it a little bit more interesting, it's more of a personal victory for myself, even though I don't think it was a victory, but I'll claim it, is that how radio helped us fight the Virgin sort of entry into the market. Now, I have two presentations. The first, let me just ask this question. How many people from Virgin are here? All their ages? Okay, presentation 2 it is. Let me start by saying, in terms of Virgin, I think they're one of the world's greatest marketers, and I think we all have appreciation for that around the room. And as a marketer myself, I can only admire what they did when they came into this country. In fact, we as F&B salivated at the proposition of potentially doing a Virgin co-branded product. Unfortunately, we didn't win the business, or fortunately, as the market turned out, probably. So today is actually not about F&B versus Virgin. All I want to share with you is how we used radio in a different manner to try and get our point across when no one was listening to us. Everyone is in love with the Virgin brand. I mean, everything Branson did, everyone listened to. We tried to say anything in the media, they just said, shut up, you're a boring bank, and you've had 40 years of dominance, keep quiet, we like the new player in the market. So we were really desperate. And so the first little battle that took place is that on the 26th of June 2006, Richard Branson and his Virgin team opened up shop in South Africa. Trust me, it put shivers through the spines of many bankers in this country when they were arriving. And for 3 months before that, we were thinking of every little tactic we could do to steal some of their limelight. But before we go on, I just want to know, in terms of the question, I'm sure you're all familiar with the little voting pads, which was the main credit card offering, or what was the credit card offering from Virgin? And there are 5 options. As I say, please vote now. Okay, it's very interesting. I got this wrong in Cape Town, so normally just shout if I'm wrong. It sounds like 45% of you said all of the above, and 41%, if I'm correct, said no card fees. Okay, so this was the official announcement that came out when Branson arrived to Whipple. Okay, we can go to my slide. In fact, the 45% were correct. The 41% was actually one of the things that everyone in the media picked up on. And what Virgin are very good at doing is finding customer sentiment and using it for their benefit. So back in the time when Virgin launched, there was a big hoo-ha about card fees. No one wanted to pay card fees. All banking should be free. And Richard Branson and his marketing team were very good at delivering on this, or using this message to create a stir in the banking space. Obviously, all those things were correct. And what it meant for us is no matter what we said in the marketplace, we kept getting told that you charge card fees, or you charge interest rates, or you charge this, or you charge that. And we could not get our point across. So the first thing we did is, internally, I sent this email to 2 CEOs, one of personal banking, in terms of segment, and one to our CEO of F&B. And basically said, we came across something that we thought was an advantage that we could maybe use in our benefit. That was, we could do a real-time credit card application. That within 3 to 4 seconds, you would know whether you'd been approved for a credit card, what product it was, and what limit. So we thought, well, against the hype of Virgin, what is it that we could do? Okay. And we basically, okay. Norman, I just click on these, right? Okay, so just a little side show here. Is that everyone's familiar with the Castle Light adverts with Vanilla Ice, and apparently there might be another advert with MC Hammer. We like to claim that we were the first people to bring an icon back. And I'll play the first one for you. In fact, 2 icons. There's a bonus prize for the person who can guess who the second icon in this clip is.
When you hear the signal, your online First National Bank Visa credit card application could have been approved.
How quick was that? Within 5 seconds, you'll know whether your online F&B Visa credit card application has been successful and what limit you qualify for. Your card will be delivered within 3 working days without additional costs. And what's more, you'll receive free eBucks linkage for a year and earn double eBucks for the first 3 months. So, if you earn 5,000 Rand per month or more and have a good credit history, why not see what you qualify for by applying at fnb.co.za? Terms and conditions apply. First National Bank, how can we help you? A division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorised financial services provider.
One thing about that, the last 6 seconds is probably the most boring stuff in radio advertising history. You have to spend billions on saying that. I just want to prove to you that we're using icon. You got it? Okay, that was appropriate because more people recognize the Afrikaans version.
Wanneer jy die sein hoor, kan jy reeds 'n antwoord kry op die aanlyn First National Bank Visa kredietkaart aansoek.
So basically what we did is we played with what was instantaneously recognizable voice, sort of an icon that I grew up with, because one of our favorite jokes in the world was to find 10:26 when we were kids at the time. Because our parents always said, be home by 5 or else. So we used to listen to Ellen O'Dea growing up, and I still have a passion that one day I'll do something with Rian Kravacher. You know, we don't need vanilla ice. But the point of this execution was really to show you that we couldn't match Virgin what they were doing in terms of hype. We couldn't beat them in marketing budget. So we just said, well, let's stick on something that we know can work for us. And we chose radio, and we pushed really hard. Now, you'll see it on that slide there. If you look at the left of the Manhattan, that's our normal online internet applications. That spike there is the 3 weeks we ran this promotion. We processed 100,000 credit card applications. We've never done that in I think, 4 years of our internet history. And funnily enough, it's the same week Virgin launched. And I'll take you through why radio worked for us in this situation. Okay. So as I said, we didn't choose radio to promote a brand or to promote a new product like traditional people. We found a process and tried to explain it to people in a way that maybe break through. The use of Helen O'Dea made people listen and say, why the hell am I listening to this lady on my radio? Surely I should be hearing on a telephone. And we had a lot of breakthrough stuff. And we got a lot of the information across that we wouldn't have been able to get across in any other media. As I say, we were able to explain something that's quite boring in banking. To us it's very exciting, but for you guys it's probably very boring. We allowed us to use the power of what radio is about, a voice, and an identifiable voice. I promise you the amount of complaints we got from people saying, why are we doing telecom adverts and all these types of things are amazing. The interesting thing is that not many people know, by media selection, we actually pre-qualified our customers. In credit cards, everyone wants a credit card, not everyone qualifies. Not everyone will pay you back, that's the problem. And so, by putting on certain radio stations where we knew the sort of LSMs, we already pre-qualified the guys saying if they listen to the station, they should be having a credit card, hopefully they'll look at us. And obviously also on that thing, we managed to put that if you earn over 5,000 Rand. So we pre-qualified. When we launched Vodacom credit card, we didn't do that. We got like 300,000 calls, of which we did one credit card approved. So it's just, you have to be very careful what you do. And by chance, it helped us capitalize on what happened to Virgin. And the Virgin people in the room will know this, that there was an overwhelming response to their arrival in the country. And in fact, so much so that they couldn't take any applications. They fell down. What Virgin doesn't know, we also fell down on our side. So we picked up all the guys that suddenly were interested in credit cards. They went to our online process and we bombed at about 200,000 applications. But we managed to fix it in 24 hours. So it's the power of radio is you can respond to anything that happens as it happens. Okay, the second battle is where it's got to get a little bit personal. Virgin being the brilliant marketers that they are, and Branson coming out probably 8 months later, really the South African media, we were in love with, we were totally enamored with Virgin. And no matter what we said or did, we could not get any market voice, share of voice out there. Every time someone said, oh, what about credit card fees? What about loyalty? What about interest rates? And we said, but, yes, but, no one would listen to us. We couldn't get anything. So eventually we were tired of trying to do the polite route. So we decided to embark on a kind of risky strategy for a bank. And we created a personality that was sort of like, how should I say, what's that guy from Forward? Hugh Grant, sort of dithering type personality, who sort of learnt as he went along and learnt a bit about banking. And we had this interaction between the call center agent and would you believe it, a guy called Richard. Okay, but the problem was the way we respond to a crisis in banking, spreadsheets and PowerPoint. Okay, so Virgin was here, and we thought, how are we going to take on the Virgin peril? So of course we sat down and we deliberated analysis paralysis. We came up with all the reasons why we were better and why they cost more and what the benefits were. And God, it didn't mean jack shit to customers out there. They love it. Virgin said no card fees. Why are you charging card fees? You should be locked up. It's a crime. You saw the headlines. And as banks, we got taken to task, and it wasn't a comfortable time. So I'd like to take you through 6 conversations.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Hi, Richard here. Now, about your credit card.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal?
Well, we're the only bank that gives you a personalised interest rate, sir.
Right. Sorry, can I get you what?
Yes, you get a personalised interest rate based on your risk profile and, of course, other criteria as well. So, based on that, we give you a better interest rate.
Sorry, slow down. You get your own interest rate?
That's right, sir. Your very own personalised interest rate on your credit card.
Right. Well, that's really helpful, you know.
Yes, sir. Well, that's kind of our vibe, isn't it?
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorised financial services and credit provider.
Now, that, if you remember from the five bullet points that I had earlier, one of the things that we got hit on was the 15.75 interest rate at the time, where we were probably charging on average about 17% across. But we had just embarked on the strategy that if you're a good customer, you've got a great interest rate. If you're a bad customer, you should pay. So we didn't have a fixed interest rate. Most banks still have a fixed interest rate. We offer a personalised interest rate. Then the next argument that started that banks always get moaned about is loyalty and loyalty fees and that type of thing. So we tried to address that issue.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Richard here again.
Yes, sir.
About your credit cards. Do you offer discounts on stuff?
No, sir, we've got e-bucks. You get all that stuff for free.
Really? But you obviously have to spend a lot of money, of course.
Well, no, sir, not really. If you spend around 5,000 Rand a month, within a year, you would have got around 600 Rand back in e-bucks.
Hang on, you give money back? Real money?
Well, it's like real money, only better. And it's free.
No loyalty fees?
That's right, sir. No loyalty fees. You can write that down.
Yes. You've been very helpful.
Why, thank you, Richard.
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorised financial services and credit provider.
It didn't matter what we did or what we said. We could not get the media to listen to us and look at our spreadsheet, which we were so great at putting together to explain that although there was no fees on Virgin and they give away certain loyalty, we actually had a better deal. Didn't matter. So we took to the radiowaves to create these arguments. And of course, the big one was always card fees.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Richard here.
Hi, Richard.
Hi there. Now, do you have card fees on your credit cards?
Yes, sir.
So you don't try to hide them somewhere else?
No, sir. Our clients know that all the e-bucks they earn and the value-added services more than covers the annual card fee.
So you just charge a card fee?
Yes.
Just like that? Are you getting it?
Well, it's the right thing to do, isn't it?
Really? You don't hide your card fees?
That's right.
You actually tell them?
Yes, Richard.
Honestly?
We've got nothing to hide.
Right. Okay, well, thanks for your help.
No problem, Richard.
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorised financial services and credit provider.
The problem with what we were experiencing is that we wanted to compare apples with apples, but we kept getting sidetracked by this no card fee argument. We tried to do all the calculations to prove that a customer did X, Y, and Z, that it was actually better off having a traditional credit card. But and then obviously what Richard Branson was very good at doing is, and he's a brilliant marketer, and I take my hat off to him. He brought a lot of hype, a lot of excitement, a lot of pizzazz. And so we started then getting into these sort of things, because now it was really starting to get a little bit personal, and a lot of senior people in our bank started liking the way we were dealing with issues, and we went a little bit further.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Richard again.
Hi.
Your credit cards,
Yes.
when you promote them, what do you do?
Do, Richard?
You know, balloons, hot air, big expensive ads, filthy sliding off buildings.
No, sir. We just tell people about the benefits, like the low fees and the e-bucks and the wide range of value-added services.
Yes, but where's the hype, the buzz, the ta-da?
No, sir. We prefer to reward our clients, not entertain them.
True. That's really helpful. Do you mind if I use that as a quote?
Knock yourself out, Richard.
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorised financial services and credit provider.
So as you can see, the relationships developed between Richard and our call center agent, and it's now it gets beyond sort of her patience is running out.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Richard here.
Hi again, Richard.
Yeah. Your credit cards.
Yes.
What's your gimmick?
Gimmick, Richard?
You know, loyalty scheme, whatever.
You mean e-bucks? It's no gimmick, sir.
Yeah, yes, right. Like getting discounts on your own stuff. Rock concerts, cell phones, airlines, tropical islands, etc.
No, sir. E-bucks is like money, only better.
Money? Like real money? The folding stuff?
Yes, sir. We've paid out over 800 million rand in e-bucks already, and it's free.
800 million rand paid out for free. So what's the point?
Well, I think the point is that it's a rewards program.
Ah, right. I see. Thanks.
Glad to help, Richard.
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
And then one of the best things I've seen in tactical marketing, one of the things that I thought Virgin did really well, they hopped on the bandwagon as interest rates went up. So we're talking about 3-4 years ago. Remember, it felt like every 2 months the Reserve Bank put the interest rates up. And one of the things that the Virgin card came out with was saying on your positive balance, we give you 5%. And I remember driving, it felt like every day it changed. Driving down the M1, you'd see 5%, the next day the banner would say 6%, then it'd say 7%, then it'd say 8%. I think at one point it got up to 9%. I haven't ever seen the banners that they had them coming down, but they definitely went up. So now the interest rates are down, I haven't seen that creative. But the point is, it caused a lot of tension in the credit card market space, because people were asking, why do you have so low interest rates on positive balances? So this was our response.
First National Bank, how can I help you?
Richard again.
Richard, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Tell me, what do you offer on positive balances on your credit cards?
Well, not much really.
I see, so you don't...
Yes, we prefer to reward people for when they use the card. It's a credit card, and that's what it's for, isn't it?
You're saying credit card is for using...
Yes, you know, purchasing stuff. It's a credit card, not a savings card.
So there's really no point in having a positive balance on your credit card, then?
Absolutely. We've got savings products for that.
So you reward people for actually using their credit cards?
Yes, it's called e-bucks.
Right, so you've been very helpful, thanks.
Anytime, Richard. Bye.
First National Bank. How can we help you? A division of First Grand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Right, so in terms of how we got to be able to use radio differently, in terms of a little battle analogy, and it really was just a personal one, is that we were able to fight a guerrilla war rather than this traditional brand advertising or 30-second spots. You'll notice most of those are quite long. They were all in the region of 45 seconds, because that's how long it took us to get our message across. So we definitely use radio slightly differently than the normal. Obviously, the last 6 seconds is normally our call sign, which is quite irritating, the division of. It gave us a voice when no one else was. As I mentioned, the media were very much in love, and as consumers, we were all in love with Virgin at the time. I mean, I've even got a Virgin credit card. Don't tell anyone, but I do. And it's brilliant, because I believe in the good marketing company should be rewarded, and that type of thing. But the whole thing is, no one would listen to us, no matter what we tried. No one would give us any airtime. Every time we did a media release that dealt with the issues, we didn't get 1 cent of coverage. So we were able to get a voice. We bought ourselves a voice. The second was we were able to address all those issues on our own terms. We could control the conversation and the argument. We used the character Richard, obviously. I mean, it wasn't a great British accent, but a lot of people understood what was going on. A lot of people didn't get the whole relation, but it didn't matter, because we got our point across in relation to our products we felt could compete in their own right. Eventually, towards the end of the campaign, you know, when Virgin first came, everyone loved them, and banking was the enemy. We slowly got, I'm not saying it's major, no one loves a bank and no one wants a relationship with a bank, but we try our hardest to be helpful, we try our hardest to be service. The idea is that we started winning a bit of public favour back. The same thing happened when, I don't know if you all remember, when 2020 launched in this country. We did a similar type thing, and people actually started saying, actually, you know what, it's good that a bank can have a sense of humour. So it allowed us to act outside of our normal brand role. And then I think one of the beauties was, if Virgin did something one day, or Richard did an interview the next day, Day 3, we will be able to respond in media. We did a great partnership with Sonovision. I think John will remember quite fondly some of the fun ads we had that didn't quite make it off the cutting room floor. But the idea is that we could react quite quickly. No other media really gave us that opportunity. Sorry, then that's not my time. Okay, as you see, we're allowed to tell a story. We were able to create characters and go on. I mean, it shows you the different sort of thing. I personally wanted to call the character Dick, but I wasn't allowed to. I don't know why. But the whole point is we could tell a story and we came, so if we had an ad, there was some, people actually thought, oh, that's a follow-on for that. And it worked quite nicely for those who heard it. And it was, with all respect to Virgin, allowed us to take the fight to them and deal with issues one-on-one. Standard Bank and ABSA and Nedbank didn't get involved. It was really a one-on-one between the two. And I think Virgin didn't even really notice us. But at one point, Richard Branson, in an interview, I saw it really funny, referred to our campaign in his interview, which I think as a brilliant marketer was a blunder, because he gave us acknowledgement as equal, as having something to say, which I think was a slip-up. And that's really all I've got to say.